All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving into a skill that is, no joke, the key to surviving and actually thriving in college. I'm talking about time management. If you've ever felt like you're just completely buried in deadlines, then you are in the right place.
Sound familiar? You're trying to juggle all your classes, maybe a job, you've got club meetings, and you're desperately trying to have some kind of social life. It just feels impossible sometimes, doesn't it? Well, let me tell you, it's not just you. That feeling, it is the ultimate college challenge. Seriously, when you ask students what the hardest part of college is, balancing everything is always right there at the top of the list. But here's the big mindset shift, the real secret. The goal isn't to magically create more hours in the day. I mean, we can't do that. The real goal is to get way better at using the time you've already got. It all comes down to building a system that actually works for you. Okay, so let's start building that system. Our first big section is all about planning for success, which really just means building a solid foundation. And that foundation? It's built on three really important things: setting goals, creating a schedule, and prioritizing your time. So what's a good goal, really? It's not just some fuzzy idea like, I want to get better grades. Nope. The best goals are SMART goals. That means they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. When you define your goals like this, they stop being wishes and start becoming an actual plan. It just makes them feel real, And it's way easier to hold yourself accountable. All right, next up, you gotta have a tool to map all this out. You could go old school with a physical paper planner, which is great because, no notifications popping up. Or you can go digital with a calendar app, which is awesome for getting reminders and sharing your schedule. But honestly, the best tool is the one you actually use. Like every single day. That's the only thing that matters. And when you sit down to fill out that planner or calendar, there's one rule. Academics go in first, period. Think of them as the big, unmovable rocks in your schedule. Block out your classes, your labs, your deadlines, and, this is so important, block out time for studying. These are the pillars that your whole week is built on. Okay, so you've got the big plan. Now we move on to part 2, mastering your focus. This is all about how you win the day-to-day battle against, well, everything trying to grab your attention. So now we're getting super practical. We're going to talk about how to beat procrastination, how to get rid of distractions, and how to use your time wisely. Procrastination, it loves it when you feel overwhelmed. So the way to fight back is to make giant, scary projects feel small and manageable. You've got a 20-page paper? Don't think about that. Break it down into baby steps. Step 1, find 5 sources. Step 2, write a 1-page outline. Step 3, draft just the introduction. See, by giving each tiny step its own deadline, it's so much easier to just start. It's all about building that forward momentum. Now let's talk about a huge myth, multitasking. Let's be real, we all think we can do it, but trying to study while a show is on in the background, it's a total recipe for disaster. Your brain isn't actually doing 2 things at once. It's just switching back and forth really, really fast and doing a bad job at both. If you want to actually learn and remember something, you've got to focus on one thing at a time. It's called single tasking, and it's a game changer. And to make that single tasking easier, you need to create a dedicated focus zone. This could be your desk, a certain spot in the library, whatever. The key here is consistency. If the only thing you do in that spot is study, you're basically training your brain. After a while, the moment you sit down there, your brain will go, oh, okay, it's focus time. So you've got your plan, you've got your focus tactics, but how do you keep going without burning out completely? That brings us to section 3, protecting your energy. This is all about playing the long game, because college is a marathon, not a sprint. And keeping your energy up is all about sustainability. It boils down to 3 really crucial habits: learning how to say no, getting enough sleep, and taking care of yourself. Look, college is going to throw a million cool opportunities your way. It is so tempting to say yes to everything, but you just can't. You have to stop and ask yourself, what's actually important to me? What helps me get closer to my goals? You've got to figure that out. Prioritize those things, and then learn how to politely say no to the rest. Okay, now I'm going to give you what might be the single most important number in this entire explainer. 7 to 8.
That's how many hours of sleep you need. Every night. This isn't just a nice idea. It's basically a prescription for doing well in school. Seriously, forget the all-nighters. They are the absolute definition of working hard, not smart.
And why is it so critical? It's not just about not falling asleep in your morning lecture. Sleep is when your brain does all the hard work. It's when it organizes and stores everything you learn that day. It's like hitting the save button for your memory. It also lowers your stress, makes you more creative, and keeps you from getting that dreaded cold right before finals week.
And finally, self-care. It's not some luxury you don't have time for. It's a core part of your strategy. And it doesn't have to be some big, complicated thing. One of the most powerful things you can do, just take a quick 10 or 15-minute walk. Getting outside, especially in a little nature, is scientifically proven to lower stress and just reset your brain before you dive back into the books. Which brings us to our last and maybe most important point. You have to always keep improving. This isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. Time management is a skill, and like any skill, you've got to practice and refine it.
So make it a habit. Every couple of weeks, just check in with yourself. Ask, okay, what's working here and what's really not working? Maybe you find out you actually hate that digital calendar and need a paper one. Or maybe your focus zone isn't so focused anymore. The key is to be flexible and ready to make changes. So let's end with this one big thought that really pulls everything together. When you're in college, your most valuable asset, it's not your meal plan, it's not your student ID, it's your time. That's it. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, what is your time really worth? And are you investing it in a way that's going to pay off?